Well, I hadn't made a video about the shop in a while, so let's give you guys a quick shop update of what is going on. So it's March something, I don't know, late March. Probably come out a week after, just so I have time to edit all this. But here's what we got going on. In the back bay here, got our no-boat trailer that we modified. I have got back from Shamrock Shakedown last weekend, and when I got back from the trail on Friday, I hand laid out all the topographical stuff, so it actually matches my bison extremely well. So topo on the trailer there, and then topo of my truck. So white truck, white trailer, kind of works really well with each other. And then got that side done, passenger side done on Friday afternoon. And then when I got back on Saturday, I started doing this side, and then it started raining, and that's as far as I got with it. Of course, I still through the back and the front. The Can-Am went 2 weekends ago to Uwharrie, to Connor's bachelor party. Picked up some damage there. This panel right here got caught in a tree and busted it all up. We did have a little, as you can see, previous damage. So the lower side right here was already busted up, but I cracked this thing to smithereens. It was very bad. I'm pretty sure in the trash can here, you can see all the pieces, very, very cracked. So replaced it with all the hardware. And then my gas cover here filled up on the way up with the place that's near us that has unleaded, I think it's 105 or 106, and then also had a little leftover UTV 96, so filled up with that. Plus that, it ran great all weekend. And the reason I'm telling you that is filled it up, put it on the trailer, unloaded it at the trailer at Windrock. We stayed at a house. It was right on Windrock Road. So got there Thursday afternoon, almost night. Sun was going down. Unloaded this thing, checked everything out, made sure nothing flew out like the steering wheel and all the stuff, right? One of the things I always check is the gas cover. It was on there. Woke up Friday morning and it was gone. So whoever needed a gas cover, you're welcome. But if you just go to any website, it's like $30 for a gas cover. So instead of taking someone's, just go buy your own. Just an idea. They're not that expensive. I know it was on there. Didn't fly off on the highway. I checked it when I unloaded it. Over the night, some night on Thursday night, it decided to go to a new home. It's fine. You can buy them cheap. Just go buy one. It's not that hard. But yeah, so within fixing the damage that I caused and replacing that with a sticker, like $170 for everything, which that's why side-by-side life is pretty popular. You damage something, it's not too hard to replace, and then the parts are pretty dang cheap to do. So yeah, more of the side-by-side here. Obviously I'm not racing it anymore, so I have pulled off the air pumper for the helmet there. That'll be for sale soon, and I'm getting ready to pull out the rugged radio, race radio. Pull out this guy with the intercom and the radio, the antenna, the headsets, everything, because we went to Cardo helmets, or say helmets, Cardo headphones. Me and Trey splurged together. He bought a 2-pack, I bought a 2-pack. They're amazing. I can listen to my music, passenger can listen to their own music, Trey can listen to his own music, and his passenger can listen to their own music. And I think you can do that like multiple times. I don't even know the number of people that you can have on a thing, but you can all listen to your own music. And then when you talk, it's just like a Vox system. When you start talking, it broadcasts out and the whole group can hear it. You can do like private chats, you can share your music. Can't say enough good things about Cardo. It was super clear audio the whole weekend. With my side-by-side, it's pretty loud, so you have to have a headset anyways, otherwise it's just droning noise and you kind of go deaf over the day. So we all went to Cardo's. I don't race anymore, so I don't need a super powerful, fancy, rugged radio. So that's getting pulled out. I'm gonna keep the rugged dash system, mainly because I had to cut my dash up to fit that radio system, but pull that radio out and we'll make that like a little glove box, because I got rid of my glove box. So I can store my phone, keys, wallet, all the stuff in there and be perfectly good. Working our way down the shop here. I'm gonna move my toolbox to the middle of the shop because I'm the only one here now. Jill's up front, I'm in the back. Life happens. Sometimes it sucks, but yeah, I've been able to keep up. So yeah, more recovery points just came in. The newest order of recovery points come in, so those still need to get boxed up. There's also another pallet over there, I'll show you in a second. I have the camera flipped around. I have moved a workbench over here. Kind of like it being over here. Got rid of my tire rack because I had no tires on it. It just became a junk rack. So this is kind of my electrical table, I guess you could say. I mean, it's got a bunch of random junk on it now, but I've been using it to like lay out all my electrical stuff, which actually works out really well. I can make some pretty clean stuff that way. It works. The rack I made for the Colorado is still for sale. I have no idea why. Bunch of tire kickers. It only fits the Colorado. Tired of people asking me about if it fits their whatever have you. It only fits the Colorado. It's got custom mounts that click into the Colorado bed. It only fits the Colorado. That's all the other stuff that goes in the big 2500. The topper right there is for a Ram, something or another. It's either a straight or a taper bed. Customer ordered the wrong thing, so we have another topper hanging around. So if you have a Ram and you're still a topper, shoot Jill an email at sales@apexoverland.com. She knows what it is. I don't manage that stuff. She does. Did do this cool project yesterday. GFC, this is the new V2 Max. They're having problems with their solar panel inventory, from what I hear. But we are Lynn's Son solar dealers. Yeah. So putting solar panels down on GFCs is nothing new for us at all. I like doing them. It's actually fun little quick projects for me. So we do that. That's a 200 watt solar panel. Run it down through the bulkhead connector there. We strapped up some extra wires that come from that harness over there. Boom. But the cool thing about this camper is she wanted side windows. So I cut in some side windows on it. Pretty cool, right? And these side windows, figure this out, open up, give you some vent, and then there's a screen in there you can take out. So now you got ventilation. Pretty cool quick project. Took me a couple hours to do, measuring 18 times, cutting once type thing. But did that on both sides. So driver and passenger side both have windows, which is awesome. This bay is now the GFC bay. I moved the GFC install kit stuff over there. Used to be that bay. Let's keep walking around. Bunch of junk. Bumper, don't know where it came from. Land Cruiser bumper, it's still for sale. More recovery points. Big old bumper. All this stuff just came in yesterday, so we still have to put it away. Then up front here, showrooms, basically the same. It got reorganized a little bit. We do have a Nacho Lights. We are a Nacho Light dealer now. So they've got their cool lights. That's the backlight. And then you got high and low. And then high low there, and then it's got a little backlight as well. It's kind of cool. Kind of liking those. I love Bajas. Love Bajas. The notch lights are pretty dang cool. Kind of liking them. So, and then we're also GME radio dealers now. So if you watch 4-wheel drive 24/7, that's all those guys use. So we are now GME radio dealers for all the stuff there. All this stuff is the same. We just shifted around. We get new stuff here and there. Like Blue Ridge comes out with a new bag. Primo Works comes out with new stuff quite often. We do Red Arc stuff. You know, all the same stuff. I believe Hess here has a sale going on, as well as Method. Reach out to Jill again. Let's go out here and unlock this door. And the good old Bison. So it was back at the dealership a couple weeks ago. Came out to it twice with dead battery. They had it for a few days. Turned out to be, it got stuck in an update, you know, over the air update world now. It got stuck in an update and it just kept trying it until the battery was completely dead. They force updated it, and then I think there's another recall from like fuel injectors or something like that, or programming of it. I don't know. That's why I bought this truck, so I don't have to worry about it. I just give it to the dealership that's right across the street from us, and we're done. And it's nice daily. It's got a little over 20,000 miles on it now. It's awesome. Love the thing. And then nothing's really changed other than that. It's just still the Bison. So nice daily, cool daily, super capable. Jill's actually driving it this weekend to another event. So that's 3 weekends in a row. We're at Windrock, Tennessee. Put in my TNT Overland. Darren and his wife, can't remember her name right now. Great people. They do an event. Jill will be out there. She's actually using the Bison to tow the trailer because, that's the other thing. Jill got rid of the Sequoia. And I'm sure you've seen it on social media. Got rid of the Sequoia. It was a 23 model. Traded it for a 23 Toyota 4 TRD Pro, also in solar octane. So we got the skids off of it. So A-arm skids, the connector skid for the transmission transfer case that goes to the TRD skid. The lower control arm skids, I think they call them A-arm skids, and rear diff skid. So if you have a Sequoia, reach out to Jill again. Other than that, I think I'm gonna leave you guys to that. I'm going to remake my skid plate here. My skid plate on the golf cart has taken some beatings. I know that chip right there happened the last race. I hit a stump or rock or something really fast. I can't remember which one it was, but the other weekend I broke the entire side off. Came a little too aggressively up towards a rock. It's nice because it's got a good angle to it, so you can push up on a rock and pop the front end over, and then the whole bottom's flat bottom. So that's really cool about the side-by-side. Bad thing is it breaks, and I made that skid out of a cutting board a couple years ago, and it has held up since. So we're gonna take that skid off, trace it, and then go from there. I'm down a finger right now, so I broke my finger yesterday, popping rivets on the side-by-side. Hammer slipped off the chisel that I was busting the rivet on because I couldn't get a drill in there because I didn't feel like tearing apart the whole side of the thing. Missed the chisel, hit my finger, smashed my finger between the roll cage and a 2.5-pound sledgehammer. So she broke. I know it's broke because I've broken fingers on each hand multiple times. I think this is the third time I broke that finger. They're just broken fingers. Like, you could just get, when you break one, you know you broke one. Still using it. Like, it still hurts like you wouldn't believe, but just a finger. But customer just rolled up. She's getting that camper installed. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Quick shop update.